I hereby reopen the meeting of this doctorate committee. The Doctorate Board of Eindhoven University of Technology, represented by us, has examined your dissertation and heard your defense of it. On the grounds of the Doctorate Board, these grounds, the Doctorate Board has decided to award you the degree of doctor. I request that the first promoter acquit himself of the duties entrusted to him, and I would like to ask the candidate to take position in front of the first promoter.
Uit kracht van de bevoegdheid ons toegekend door de wet en namens het College voor Promoties bevorder ik u, Sajid Mohammed, tot dokter en verleen ik u de rechten die verbonden zijn aan de dokterstitel. Ten bewijze hiervan overhandig ik u het diploma, ondertekend door de rector magnificus en de promotoren.
Thank you very much, Professor Boston. I now would like to ask the young doctor to take position in front of the co-promoter who will read the Laudatio.
Thank you. Dear Dr. Mohammed, dear Sajid, first of all, let me congratulate you for the wonderful achievement. It's a proud moment for you and all of us who had been part of this journey. Like all the journeys in our life, there had been ups and downs. And what I will do is, looking back at the journey, I'd share my views on some parts of this wonderful journey. So it started back in 2015 when the Marie Curie doctoral network program was funded. And it was coordinated by Professor Boston and I. And Professor Chakraborty was then a professor at TU Munich, and he was also one of the PI and involved with the program. And it was a network of 15 PhD candidates spread over a few countries in Europe. And around that time, I visited IIT Kharagpur to give a talk. And IIT Kharagpur is actually a premium institute in India. And you did your master's from there. And during that occasion, you met me and you expressed your interest to pursue PhD TU Eindhoven. And then subsequently, you were interviewed and hired. Initially, there had been some hiccups because your supervisors at IIT Kharagpur were also interested in keeping you there for PhD. And they knew us very well, including Professor Chakraborty and myself. And finally, it worked out, and you ended up at TU Eindhoven. So looking back, the OCPS program, we had around 14 to 15 PhD candidates, and you were one of them. And such programs are very demanding, and they are network programs, and you need to actively participate in joint collaborations and all the network meetings and events. And networking within and outside the OCPS program is also very important criteria for the success of this such programs. And usually at the early stage of the career, it's very hard to motivate a PhD candidate to participate in these kind of activities. And you are one of the very few candidates who shown all your interest to support the program. And you had been actively participating, and not only participating, in some cases, you have also participated or organized the event, help us in organizing the event. I think, and that is one of the distinguishing role you played during that program. And you played a very key role in collaborative research. I believe you have collaborated with 3 other PhD candidates with the network that resulted in publications. And most of the publications are part of thesis. I think this is truly exceptional. And I believe it can be a model of say collaborative research, how to conduct the collaborative research in this kind of network, which is often very difficult to come up with tangible results. I think you also played an important role in representing the program and the EU platform, and such programs are often evaluated by how well the representative PhD candidates are present in those events organized by EU program. EU and on the European Union, and you have been participating in many of these events. In fact, to the point, at some point, Tuan and I were discussing that you were probably investing too much time, and we probably warned you, but well, I mean, it worked out, and you are here. And as a coordinator of the OCPS program, I highly appreciate your effort, and I'd like to thank you for playing such a unique role and that contributed to the success of the program. I hope that you also enjoyed and benefited and being part of this program. Now, during your days at TUE, you had a TUE contract, and that comes with certain responsibilities. And two of the responsibilities are supervising master's and bachelor students along with the professors, and assisting in teaching, actually. And you had been the teaching assistant of the course Embedded Control Systems, which I have been teaching for last several years. And during your stay at TU Eindhoven, you were the TA for that course around 4 or 5 years. And during that phase, that course received a Plume Award twice due to excellent student evaluation. And students particularly appreciated the way you helped them. And that's something I'd like to thank you. And also, during these years, I have also noticed that you were very enthusiastic about teaching, and you enjoy preparing the assignments and explaining concepts to the student, and that are also reflected in some of the student evaluations all these years. And I believe that an alternative career path for you can be a professor. Of course, that has to be at TV because we are the best. But, well, I mean, that you can decide at a later stage of your career or sooner. I don't know, your boss is here. So during these years, you have also supervised quite a few master students. And as always, some of the master students are difficult, and some of them are easy with a lot of fruitful results. And I still remember the first student you supervised, and there was a discussion, and I was feeling like I'm trying to understand Mandarin or Chinese because the accent was so strong. It was just simply not possible to understand. In fact, one of the preparation project meeting or preparation committee meeting was stopped because the committee members could not understand the accent, and the student also could not convey anything to the committee member. Both parties were sort of stuck. But you took it from there. You dealt with the student with a lot of patience, and at the end, he came up with something quite decent, and the framework that later on you developed built up on the initial version that student developed, which I think is one of the great achievements. Of course, we also had quite a few good students who created a lot of good results, and some of them are actually resulted in scientific publications. And of course, yeah, so this was an excellent experience, and I still share some of the experience with you during your days at iTech. I really enjoyed, and I highly appreciate your role as in this co-supervision exercise. Coming to the research, and of course, we all have seen what is on our plate. Your thesis, and it is highly appreciated due to its quality and the relevance to society and industry. And in fact, one of the committee members also recommended for cum laude, which shows the appreciation you received this work. But it also started slow, and it was not that easy at the beginning, mainly because of the fact that it combines control theoretic side with the embedded systems concepts. And it was difficult at the beginning and took some time to get the first results. And after that, it went pretty well. Although towards the end, again, the COVID and the lockdown created some issues, and that also slowed down the progress. But finally, we're here, and you made what you're supposed to make. And I'd like to note one thing that I noticed over these years. You, as a scientist, has developed enormously, and you have now a helicopter view of the domain you work on, and you can oversee what makes sense, what does not. I believe that that is a very important quality to strive as a professional in any part of the world, and I believe that you will succeed in your career with flying colors. That. Fortunately, our collaboration, we could continue. Not only collaboration, joint supervision, in fact, some parts of the teaching are still continuing. And this is by the virtue of the project called IMOCO, which is a EU-funded project, which was granted sometime in the last year. And ITEC, your current employer, and TUE, both are part of this project. And you are leading the scientific side of ITEC, along with some of your colleagues. And I'm leading the electrical engineering aspects of the project that TUE promises. Now, within the scope of the project, we are still continuing. Many of my current PhD candidates are still closely collaborating with you and ITEC in general. And that's something I really enjoy, and I would like to continue. And there are many master students that are still hosted by ITEC, which is, again, an opportunity to build the basic collaboration tools and results. I really enjoy, and I'm keen to continue the collaboration in future with ITEC and you, of course, your colleagues. And in my course, in at least some of the courses, I often invite company experts every year to give some talks on the industrial practices and the challenges to share with the students. And last year, I invited ITEC, and you and your colleague presented in my course, and it was highly appreciated. And I hope that you'll continue also this year. I send the invitation, and hopefully you will get time to accept the invitation now. And thank you very much, both you and your colleagues, for being available for such talks and introductions. I think the students really get benefited now by these talks, knowing what is going on in the industry. Finally, I think one of the most important point is that I'm going to really miss the family gathering or social gatherings that we used to have during your days at Eindhoven. Now we have moved to Germany. And I would like to thank you, thank your wife, Jamsi, for the wonderful food, and in particular the biryani. And of course, I miss them more than anything else. And I think still I'm very happy because both of you are making good progress in your career, and both of you are happy. I wish you all the success and happiness and that both of you wish for. And with that, I would like to congratulate you once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dear Dr. Mohammed, yes, indeed. On this side, it continues. There is one last official part, and that is to read also out about the duties and the rights that come together with the title of doctor. So I'm going to do this. The scientific degree of PhD involves duties as well as rights. As a holder of this degree, you are committed to standards of scientific integrity, trustworthiness, intellectual honesty, openness, independence, and societal responsibility. These standards are described in more detail in the Netherlands Code of Conduct for Research Integrity and in the Eindhoven Code based on it. you also have duties towards society. You must be clear about the boundaries of your own expertise, and you must communicate honestly and independently about the results of your work, including potential risks associated with it. You are committed to the ethical codes for research and design involving human subjects and animals. With this, I would like to congratulate you also from the side of the university and the Department of Electrical Engineering. I think, at this moment, maybe you want to take the seat back again next to your family. So I would like to thank the committee members again for the time spent on the assessment of the thesis work, and of course the first promoter and the co-promoter, and probably many colleagues also for the supervision and the collaboration in this research project. I also want to congratulate the family members present here today, and maybe even more online, for this achievement. So that is, I think, an excellent step and a very good basis for a very good career in the future. So congratulations. I'm also very happy to hear that the collaboration with industry here in the region continues. So I think we can also congratulate the new colleagues from ITEC with this excellent new colleague coming from our university. And I also am very happy to hear that the collaboration in our courses and education continue as well, which is very valuable to the university and to the future generation of engineers that we educate here in Eindhoven. And with this, I would now like to give the opportunity to the committee members to congratulate the young doctor as well. And we are going to do this in the same order as we have also asked the questions. So I would like to ask Dr. Chakraborty to address the candidate. Professor Jansch.
Yes, here I am. So, I would also like to congratulate you for your great work. I think this is very substantial, very broad, and you have made a number of contributions to the field. So I congratulate you and I wish you all the best for your future career, and that you achieve all what you aspire to. All the best.
Professor Goossens. Professor Voeten.
Yeah, dear Sajid, I'd like to congratulate you, just like the others, for your great achievement, also your family. Looking forward to also for your career in ITEC to continue collaborating with you. So many congratulations and all the best in the future in your career.
And finally, I, of course, also want to give the opportunity to your first promoter to congratulate you.
Yes. Well, thank you, Mevrouw Director. Dip already summarized our joint experience. I've had the pleasure of being part of it. So it was a really enjoyable experience. I must say, Dip already touched upon it, that there were difficult parts, particularly the combination of the COVID breakout, the fact that you started a new job, and the fact that you are trying to advance two careers, where the Netherlands didn't make life easy for your wife. I think she would have been a very valuable contribution to our society, but our society is organized in such a way that you decided to leave for Germany, which is really a pity. I'm very happy that you're still working with us and working with Dutch industry. So you did a very nice piece of work, which also in the committees was said. It is a combination of theory, practice, implementation. It's a very strong piece of work. So my heartfelt congratulations, and enjoy the degree and hopefully a little bit of relaxation that comes with it.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So I'm going to close the session after this part, and then we are going to follow the instructions of the photographer for the photo. I also understood that later on there will be a reception. So that in Habbo. Okay, very nice. So with this, I officially close the session. Thank you very much. And maybe it's handy if the audience still remains seated till we are done with the photos, because otherwise it is a bit messy. Yeah.
Everybody's in the image. It's okay. Well, except behind Bob.
Thanks a lot also, Professor Jansch. I understand that, of course, you can't join the reception. So thanks a lot for joining the session today.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pity I cannot join, and I wish you all a good evening, and see you hopefully soon.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, then yeah, we may leave the room.